Hey Lovies, welcome to my channel, Craft Away with May. I'm May. Welcome to my old and new subbies. I'm so glad to have you all here with me today. It's the thumbnail show. We are going to be doing some bead DIYs. We're going to go ahead and jump into our first project, starting with this little hexagon shape shadow box that you can find at Michael's, and one of these wood signs that I've had in my stash for quite some time. I got them off of Amazon. I've had them for a few years now. And we're just going to tape this off with some painter's tape, as you can see there. And I'm going to skip every other little section. Okay, as you can see there, it kind of has that little design there, like a bubble, sign bubble, whatever it is, design. So I'm just trying to line it up with those indents there, and we're gonna alternate black and yellow here. So I'm gonna try not to take you guys through all of the painting because it was all the same color pretty much, you know, yellow, black, white. So, you know, you've seen one painting, you've seen them all. All right, so right here I took my Cricut Joy and I cut out honey bees and what did I say, honeybees, and for no, I don't know, what does it say, y'all? Honeybees and flowers, please. Okay, there we go, we back in business. There we go. It says honeybees and flowers, please. I can't see, y'all. I can't see. Even with my extra eyes, I can't see. So I thought it was super cute. So I just cut that out, like I said, on my Cricut Joy. And I know you can't really see it on this transfer piece right here, but it did have like a little bee and some flowers on it. So I omitted the bee because I'm going to be replacing that with a different bee. But I did want to take the flowers that were on there and apply them to the surface. Now literally this is just like a rub-on transfer in a sense. You cut the vinyl out to what you want, and then you just take your transfer tape, add it to that, and then you release it and put it onto the surface and release your transfer piece. And that's pretty much what you do right here. So what am I doing? Oh, I had ripped it because I was so aggressive with it. I was so aggressive. So then right here, I had some little miniature flowers that I was like, maybe if I add a little pop of color right there, make a difference. But I actually liked it with the white flowers up there, but we are going to add those yellow flowers in just a second. So here's this cute, sweet little honeybee that I had, and I was like, this is so cute. She is holding a they're smelling a flower, and so that's like when I saw this little saying on Cricut, I was like, this is so cute, and I think it would work together perfectly. So right here is where I decided to go ahead and add in those color flowers. Just, I don't know, it made more sense here to me. I don't really know that it did, but you know, y'all know in my brain what makes sense to me normally don't make sense to everybody else. But anyway, we're moving on. So right here, to break up the black and yellow, I wanted to just go ahead and add in that little pop of white, because when I think of bead decor in this sense, like that true bright bead decor, I always think of it in the black, yellow, and white, right? And so I'm just using some of this nautical rope that I had in my stash, and I'm just gonna I'm doubling it up. And here I was like, afterwards I was like, you could have just twisted it and did it that way, but for whatever reason I didn't do that, and I just laid it down side by side. So I doubled it up basically, and it still worked out okay. I had a few burns along the way, but that's all right. My fingers are tough. We got through it. Didn't require any bandages or anything like that. No trips to the emergency room, so we're all good in the hood. All right. So right here, I'm going to keep showing you guys this. You're going to keep seeing this. I hope I don't do that to you all. If I did, I humbly apologize. I do. I really do. And I hope you guys still love me after that. I didn't realize I left so much of this in here. But in the event you needed to know how to glue down 2 strands of nautical rope, this is how you do it. All right, so once we get that going, we're going to just glue that off in the back. I'm not going to cover that up. You guys already know the deal. This is for me. And if I do decide to give it to someone, I always give them full disclosure. This is what you're getting in the back, okay? But I don't think it looks horrible anyway. But anyway, I'm just not going to cover it up. So once we get that glued down, I still felt like it still needed just more of the white to define the black and yellow. So I decided to take some, I had some of this this cordage or whatever came from a leftover. So we had to do a challenge using a mop head. And so I had this left over. And I was like, okay, because I needed some jute rope that wasn't too big and that wasn't super tiny, because I didn't want to do another double loop like I did for the lines. So I had this in there and I was like, okay, let's see if this worked. And I think it worked out pretty well. It was a little fuzzy, fuzzier than what I liked, but it served its purpose and it served it well, so we're good. So right here, once I continue on around with that, I decided to not cut that excess off and just use that as the hanging piece for this. And I wasn't mad at that. I thought it worked out okay. Pretty good. It is what it is. It's still holding up right now. So we're still in business. So I'm just going to tape that off because all I used was a little bit of hot glue because this is not a heavy piece, guys. And so, yeah, that's what we did with that. And I kind of like it. I do. I don't know. Something different. That's how we roll. I was just being lazy. But that's how we roll. So right here, we're going to just go ahead and center in our little hexagon piece. Now, originally, I was concerned. I was like, this is probably going to be too small. But it actually worked out, I think. I think it was just the right size. And so I'm just going to attach this using some hot glue as well. Now, if down the road I feel the need that this might need some stronger glue, I think we could just go ahead and add some in there and move forward. But it's not going to be outside in the elements or anything like that. So I think it'll be okay. So then I found these super cute ribbons at Goodwill a few months back. And I was like, ooh, I can't wait to do some beaded core because these are so cute. Who would give this away? Like, oh my goodness, but I'm glad they did. So anyway, I'm making a makeshift bow here, guys, where I'm just looping it around. Now, if you guys have been with me, y'all have seen me do this many, many times because y'all know your girl don't know how to make a bow, okay? So this is the easiest way for me to get it done. And so I'm just taking that and looping it together, and I'm just going to put them together, and then I'm going to tie them off, and that's going to be my bow. Okay, look at us making bows today. We are bow fabulous. Okay. Y'all know I'm gonna take the easy way out. Okay, so once I do that and get it all fluffed out, we're just going to put it on top. Now, I was a little concerned because the yellow was a little bit different, but, you know, it wasn't like super noticeable. So I just kept going. Y'all know, I just kept going. It was like, I'm like, it's all good. It's for me. You know, we still get that vibe. We get that bee vibe going. And so right here, I was like, oh, it's looking a little bare. What else can I add? So I did remember I had these little miniature beads. Like, they're all kind of different kinds: foam, resin, plastic, all of that. So I was like, okay, we'll just add these to the black part of this, just to give it some little color and also kind of look like polka dots in a sense, but it just looked like bees on there. So I don't know, I wanted to add some polka dots to the yellow, but then I feel like it would be too busy. But you guys can let me know, should I add polka dots to the yellow or should we leave it as is? I don't know. I can't get the visual with the polka dots. I just see it being super, super busy, but I do like it like this too. So you guys let me know. It will be shown in the final reveal. All right, Brenda, thank you for sharing your beautiful little butterfly risers with me, girlfriend. They are so absolutely gorgeous. I love the color. I love the napkins. Thank you. So next up, we're going to use this mayonnaise jar that I had. So I saved this not knowing what I was going to say, what I was going to do with it, because I look at trash to treasure videos and I was like, oh, I want to do it. And I just never get around, but I will save certain things, but I never use them. So anyway, I was like, okay, we're doing bead things today. Let's just make a honey jar. Okay, so here you can see right here, what I did was I just wiped it down with soap and water. Then I used my Glue Gun to take off that stickiness, that residue that's left behind, and it worked out fine. It has some scratches, but I wasn't concerned about that because I knew I was going to be painting over it. Now originally I wanted to paint the inside, but I felt like I just couldn't get it like to the point where the paint wouldn't run because of the oil from the mayonnaise. It was a whole brain thing. But anyway, I decided to go with the outside. As you can see there, I gave it 2 coats of that yellow paint. Now I'm going in and I'm just adding Mod Podge to seal it. Okay, I painted the top. You guys can see just some basic white paint, and it'll make sense in just a few seconds why I did that. So again, we went in with our a cutout from my Cricut Joy, and it just says farm fresh honey, pure organic raw, and I love this. Now the impatient crafter in me, the lazy crafter in me, did not allow the paint and the Mod Podge to dry long enough. Okay, because you know I have the patience of a 2-year-old. First of all, there's that. But after about 30 minutes, I was able to get it to stick to the surface, but that end went a little willy wonky. So it was like, it's all good. We're not going to trip over that. We're going to keep rolling because we're just going to keep doing that. That's what we do. We keep going, right? All right. So then here, I decided let's just go ahead and put some fairy lights in there. And what this does, and I can't wait for you guys to see this. This came out so pretty. You know how honey has that like crackle look to it sometimes? You know, crystallized look. That's the word I was looking for, that crystallized look. And I thought I was like, oh my goodness. And I wasn't sure of how it would work with the yellow paint, but it came out so pretty, guys. So right here, I'm just taking, I think I had 3 coffee filters here, and I'm just cutting them down to size to go over the top of our mayonnaise jar, or our honey jar. Okay. And yeah, I did not glue those together. I glued them down, but I didn't glue them together. I'm just going to tie them off. You'll see in just a minute here with some jute twine. I am kind of jumping ahead, but I thought this was a good alternative. Again, use this in another challenge, and I had so many of them left over, and I was like, okay, we're just gonna go with this. And I am just loving the fact, guys, my last few videos, I know you guys probably don't know, but for my last few videos or so, I have really been using a lot of things from my stash, which really makes me feel good, because, you know, we tend to hoard as crafters. And so just the thought that, you know, I'm able to use certain things that I have around my craft room and stuff. So it just makes me feel good. You know, it makes me feel less wasteful, I guess. And I like that. But anyway, I just decided to share that little tidbit with you all. So here I'm just tying off a simple bow once we get that jute. Ooh, okay. I didn't want to say that word, jute twine situated. Then I'm going to take one of these little daisies. Now these came from Dollar Tree. Had these in my stash. And I'm just plucking off one of them, and we're going to sit that basically right in the middle of where that jute twine is. Now I think this it's so simple and so cute. I mean, you can really make this out of anything. If you have mason jars around the house or any other type of jar, really, like, it's so easy. And I'm sure you guys have probably seen something similar to this somewhere else. This is not an original idea, so, you know, but it's just still cute for something to have in your home, in your kitchen. You know, if you do the bee theme, I think it would really play nice with lemons as well. That's just my humble opinion. But yeah, and we're going to add some more of those bees on top of there. And that is it for this project. Okay. All right, Lovies. So we're going to jump into project number 3, which is our final project of today. And it is our terracotta teacup. All right. If you have been on with me for any time, you know, on this channel we have been taking terracotta pots, adding a handle to them with a theme, and calling them terracotta teacups. And today we are on number 72. 9. Okay, and I did a bee theme, so it's really literally either it's gonna be a year or it's by next week it's gonna be a year that we've been doing this series. And so one of the first ones I did was a bee topiary kind of thing. Kind of, they were kind of supposed to be floating through the sky around the flower, and it was a hot mess. So I had to redeem myself. Okay, I know I went a little heavy-handed with those polka dots. Okay, I was giving cheetah vibe, but I had to redeem myself because I was not proud of that original one. If I can remember, which I often don't remember, but if I remember, I'll try to put the original one in here so you guys can see. But anyway, I wanted to redo it because I was like, I was not happy with it. I was not proud. It wasn't horrible, y'all. It was not horrible, but it was like, you want to feel good about what you do. So I was like, we got to come back and redeem ourselves. So anyway, right here, you see, I did my whole little polka dot jig there and everything. Then I took these cute little hexagon little cutouts and stuff. I don't know where those came from. I can't tell you guys where I got them from. So then next I had this little candle cup, and I mean it's super miniature. And I'm just gonna fill it with some gold hot glue, and that's gonna be our little miniature honey pot. It's so adorable. I was like, oh, this is so cute. I love it. So I'm just kind of waiting for the glue to settle to see if it's going to seep through the bottom, because it did have a little bitty hole in the bottom, but it worked out okay. And so once we get that all settled, I'm going to go in with a piece of this skewer stick here, and we're just going to cut this down, and we're going to paint it in black. So I'm sorry I left that all in here, but yeah, we're going to clip it down right here. And I don't know what I'm doing, y'all. What am I doing? Oh, trying to figure out what end I wanted to use. Oh, because the first part I did split, so I switched it up to the other end. That's what I did there. So I'm just going to sand it down to get it more even. I really didn't need to do that, but you see jagged edges and you just want to make them smooth. I think that's just in the crafter's mind, just in general, we see those jagged edges and we want it all to be smooth. We want everything to be smooth sailing, right? All right, so right here, this is where I'm just going to go in and take some of that black paint. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so I don't know why y'all come back to hang out with me. Oh, bless y'all heart, bless y'all heart. I don't know why y'all do it, but I love y'all for it. I'm going to keep telling y'all I love y'all for it, because I don't know how y'all get through this editing of these videos. It's a trip to me. I just don't understand. But anyway, so now you see that I'm painting that little bitty piece because you need to see me paint that. I don't know, y'all. So once we get that painted, we add the little bit of glue right there, and we're just gonna poke it or hold it in place until it gets settled into our little tiny honey pot. Okay, and there you have it, just like that. And now we're going to start the assembly process for our terracotta teacup. I'm just taking a little bit of this Aleene's tacky glue, adding that to my macrame ring that I cut in half. This is what makes our handle for our cups. Now, if you don't have those, and if you choose to recreate this, you can totally omit that and still have the cutest little terracotta pots there are out there. All right, so we got that added. Again, I went really heavy with them polka dots. We went a little bit overboard, but I wanted the polka dots. I'm a polka dots girl. I like polka dots. I really do, particularly white and black polka dots. I like polka dots. I do. Okay, but anyway, so we don't judge on this channel. Remember that, okay? We just go with the flow. Okay, I know it's a lot of polka dots, but it's a polka dot party. We good. We're all good. All right. So now, once I have committed to how I want to set this up, we're going to go in with some more of that Aleene's tacky glue, and we're going to also add in a little bit of hot glue. Now, we all know this is for that immediate and long-term hold. And right here, I couldn't get my life in order to figure out how I needed to put that hot glue on here. And I'm like, what's happening? Why is my brain not working? So once I got my life in order, I figured out what I was doing here. And we're just going to apply that to the base. And I really like this. I think this is really cute. Had I not put so many polka dots on here, I was like, that's a cute little set there. I like that. Just like that. actually. So then next, what I'm going to do again, yet again, go in with some more Aleene's tacky glue and some more hot glue, okay? And we're going to apply the top, the platform, you know, for our theme, okay? So I'm going to get that all lined up. And as you guys can see, I added in some more polka dots because, again, it was a polka dot party, okay? We were having a polka dot party. And we're going to add that right to the top, just like that. And then we're going to go in with another one of these cute little bees. And she's reading a book and she's just looking so surprised. And I just thought of like, oh, she's such a cute little busy bee. I love it. I love it. She's busy educating herself, feeding her mind. She's a busy bee. I loved it. So I go in and I'm just going to use hot glue here. I'm not going to use any Aleene's tacky glue. I don't think it was really needed, but again, if something should happen where it comes up, I can definitely go back in and add the Aleene's here. Then we had our little pot there, and that'll make sense in just a few seconds. We're taking our little honey pot, putting that in the front because you can't have a honey bee without a honey pot, or a pot of honey, should I say. And so once I did that, I realized I forgot to paint the inside of our little miniature pot. Now we're going to go in with some of those little miniature yellow flowers, daisies that we showed in our first project, but we're going to add a few of those here, and that is literally going to be it. I think this is so cute. And afterwards I thought about it. I was like, it would have been cute if I had made like a little hanging lamp for her, but I totally didn't think about it till after the fact, and I was like, that would have been so adorable to add right here. But I still love this just as it is, and I can't wait for you guys to see everything in the final reveal. So once I do that, I go in and I add a little miniature pre-tied bow to the front of that little miniature pot. It just needed some other like pattern there for me, and so and I thought that was small enough to give me just that. It was just like the right addition, you know. It was just that added pop that made a difference. And so right here in the front of the terracotta teacup, I decided to go in with a white daisy and put that right in the center to break up the polka dotness, okay? Because it was a lot going on, and that polka dotness was really polka dotting. So I was like, let's break this up a little bit here. And I decided to add in the daisy, and I think it was a great addition. Subtle but cute. And again, I can't wait for you guys to see it all in the final reveal. Oh, and then I decided, okay, I had to add another little bee. So I took one of the little teeny tiny resin beads that I have in my stash right there, and I am going to remove, it has a little sticky little dot on the back, so I just removed that off of there, and we're just gonna go ahead and add that right to the flower, just like that. And then that will be it for this. I was trying not to make it too busy, but again, you got a busy bee, you got a busy craft. I really think it balanced itself out, but you guys can let me know how you feel. Okay, so here we are in the final reveal, Lovies. And if you have been riding with me this entire time, thank you so much. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And if you have not done so already, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting, and hyping. Hyping is really important as well, but you guys know how I feel about those comments though. So make sure you leave me a comment in the comment section below, because I want to hear from you guys. I want to know, y'all know the drill. Do you have a favorite of today? If I had to choose, I'm choosing them all. I absolutely loved everything today. I know it was only a few projects, but guys, I only have so much time to get these together for you guys. And I try to think of simple things that I can get done quick and easy and all those things. So yeah, I want to hear from you guys. And here it is, lit up, guys. Oh my goodness, isn't that adorable? I love this. I really do. I think that's so pretty. Absolutely. And I love the fact that it comes through like that, the coffee filter like it did. I love that. But our sweet little honeybee terracotta teacup I think it's just equally as adorable. So guys, I want to hear from you. Let me know if you have a favorite of today. Would you recreate any of these? I think they were super, super easy. Also, let me know what you guys want to see next. I do have another video coming up on Friday, and I'm really excited about that. I think you guys will be excited about it too. So stay tuned for that. And also, guys, what I like to do is show all the terracotta teacups we have at the end of the video. However, if you've been with me, you know that I lost some footage, and so I was not able to include all 79, but I have been including the last few recent ones that I've done, so just so you can get an idea of what we've been doing. And if you want to see any of those older ones, you can go back to videos, probably my last video in November, to get an idea of what we've done. All right, and also if you want to support my channel, here's how you can do so at buymeacoffee.com/craftaway with May. But if you can't do it, don't you worry about it, because you just being here is good enough for me. Until the next video, hugs and kisses. XOXO. Bye.